Rick, it's great to see you.
Great to see you. Good morning, Keith.
Morning, you ready to get it going?
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, this topic was inspired by you. The title is You're Never There. The profit taking is the problem. You're
Mhm.
never there. The profit taking is the problem.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think what I was concerned about is something that happened in my life, and it continues to happen, which is the idea that you get to a point where you think you're there, right? Where you don't have to do all of the things that brought you the success that you enjoy. You think that you don't have to do them any longer. So you're there, you're at the mountaintop, you're at a plateau where you really don't need to do anything. It's on autopilot. And the problem with that thinking is that that is exactly the opposite of what the practice is about. The practice is always an ongoing, everyday, moment to moment challenge. And so, for my own life, for example, about a month ago, I went through a period where I felt like I just didn't have any energy. I didn't want to do the practice. I didn't want to engage with other people. I was sort of the bottom of my bio curve, for want of a better expression. But usually, what happens is I recognize that and get out of it. In this case, I thought, well, heck, I've been doing this for so long, I can take a little profit. I can ride on my past glories, so to speak. Not that there's anything to brag about, but the idea was that I'd gotten to a point where I thought I could be complacent and still have good results. And that's not true. Within a week, I started to feel depressed. I started to feel very judgy about other people. And I could feel myself lapsing back into a state of flab and lethargy, just a complete unenergized sort of boredom with life. And I knew instantly what the problem was. I was taking profit. In other words, I was relying on what I had done to bring me the kind of inner peace and the kind of joy and successful life that I had based on the principles of the practice. And instead just was gliding on autopilot, thinking I didn't have to do it any longer, which is not true. It's just simply not true. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't get to a point where you say, I've been brushing my teeth for 70 years. I think I'll take a break for a year and a half. You do that and your teeth fall out or you have problems. My point is that you can't ever, ever stop brushing your teeth. You can't ever, ever stop the process, the practice, the process of understanding that we're flawed and that we continue to have to work on what we want to be. There's just no other way around it. There's just no other way. So my profit taking brought me to a dead end about, like I say, about a month ago, a couple of weeks ago. And it took me a little longer than I expected to get out of it. And I think that's because I was so convinced that I didn't have to do this any longer. Yet I felt so terrible for not doing it that I shaped right up. And I'm clawing my way back. I was saying to you before we started this morning off camera, I'm feeling a little flabby, but today's a beautiful day. It's perfect for a long hike, and I'm going to cap it off with a heavy workout. So that'll be one more step in getting back to where I need to be.
Rick, I love that whole idea about profit taking being the problem. I completely agree. When it comes to the exercise piece of it and eating well, for 3 decades now, I've not taken profits in that area, and it has served me well. But there have been other areas that I've taken a lot of profits in. And one of the things being, I'm doing the practice so consistently that and working on things like accepting change and not needing life to be a certain way for me to be okay. And the moment that I think that I have reached, the full realization of that being the case, and it'll always be the case that I accept everything, or I will keep an open heart to everyone. I take the slightest pressure off that gas or that commitment, and I find my heart closing. I find myself battling with change, not accepting reality. And that's happened over and over again. And I'm reminded, like, no, you're not there. There is no such thing as there. You're constantly working. And the more, in the beginning, it was really effortful, but the more and more I do it consistently, it becomes effortless. And what I mean by that is when I come in and do a workout and do squats, the physical, effort that's required is still going to be effortful. But the psychological part of not wanting to do it, of trying of finding excuses why I can't do it. I got school, I got work, I don't have time, this hurts, that hurts. That goes away because I've fully committed myself to there will be no profit taking in terms of commitment to do those things. So this is just what we do. I am working on consistently not taking profits when it comes to keeping an open heart to everybody, of not allowing my ego to to be reactive. Something happened recently in which I reacted. I was when I was thoughtful about it, and but the way that I was thoughtful was a way that was trying to protect me, you know, and forgetting that there's nothing to protect. You know, there are no external enemies. There's nothing to protect. There's only consciousness. And so as a result of that, I spent quite a few days suffering.
Mm,
And I also spent some time just really reflecting. And it wasn't until, this morning that I came to, I think, an apology is warranted,
mm,
and so that's some action that's the next action that I came up with, because there was some profit taking going on there. There was some profit taking in regards to thinking that I made it in terms of working on myself and not uh, affixing blame or culpability on others. And I think that's what I might have done. And it was out of fear. And that's a hard place to be, man. That's a hard place to be. So I'm grateful for this podcast and the reminder, Rick, that all of it is work, and it can be beautiful work. Because what's more beautiful than working on being peaceful, than working on being your highest self, to raising the moment that's in front of you as high as it can be. What's more beautiful than that? Serving other people, what's more beautiful than that? And so I got some work to do, Rick. So thank you. I'm
mm.
going to reinvest those profits so so that so that this continues to have this kind of equanimity that you've referenced so many times before. I love you, Rick. Thank you.
I love you, Keith. That's a great example. Good luck in that apology, man. I know you'll make it right.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that, Rick.